Well, good morning, YouTube and nation, the nation of YouTube. You can skip ahead if you want to be 15 minutes or so until the actual radio portion of it starts there. Just like usual, getting things started here this morning, making sure the audio's up, all the radio stations can get on and join me that way. So, yeah, that is the scoop. Morning, Waylon. Morning. Waylon, you want to take over my show for me? Mr. Bolchi, good to have you along here. I have an auction. So I was going to go up yesterday and get to Bismarck for this gun auction a day early, and they closed most of the roads down in our side of the state. So I'm attempting to bust ass here as soon as it is going to be as soon as I say goodbye to you guys. I'm jumping in the pickup and we're heading to Bismarck for the sale. Now, at this point, the interstate's closed down, so I might have to do a detour through take the old Highway 21 through Flasher and up that way. I don't know why I say this. If there are any police officers listening, which I know the retired one out of Elgin, New Leipzig is listening. Don't pull me over. Eric, good morning. So that's the plan anyway. Head up and do an auction, gun auction. And good morning, Karen. Good to have you along here on KOLY, the voice of Lake Oahe. Get back here. Where is it? Why is that doing that? There it is. Alrighty. Good to have you along here. Kevin Larson. KGFX. Good morning, guys. Thanks for carrying me down there in the pier side. Appreciate that. Sundogs this morning. I'm broadcasting your live this morning as well. Cool. Right. Thank you. I'll give Jamie and hell, I can give everybody a call right now before I take my shot of ivermectin. All right, Jake Wagner. Let's get him lined out. It's loud. See if I can do this. Learning as we go here.
Hello,
Jake. Good morning. We're live on YouTube.
Morning.
I'm going to give Jamie Brecht a call. He was going to be our host in Bismarck today, but since I didn't get up there to make the roads, the state's still closed right now. So I don't know which direction I'm going to go here, but I'm going to attempt it, man. As soon as we get off the air, I'm busting ass.
Well, if you come the way we come, it's not, I don't think it's probably as bad. You're going to have ways, but it's not going to be all the way.
I think if I have to, I'm going to zip past New England and go over to Flasher and up is what I'm secondary probably. So
I thought about going that way, but then as flat as that is going through there, I thought, because you're going to have it better today. You're not going to have that. We had zero visibility for a long way from Lemon all the way to north of McLaughlin.
Yeah. Well, the wind's down now this morning, so I don't know. The only reason I say I'm going to go across Highway 21 to Flasher and up is if shit happens, if I get ditched or something like that, I know people. You know what I mean? I can call people, and I think they'd be able to. I think they'd be. I hope they'd be willing to help.
Yeah, I was going across the res yesterday, scratching my head, wondering how sane I was. But
I have help on the res too. Stand by. I'm gonna give Jamie a call here. So he's a gun nut. He's the gun guru.
Yeah.
See if we can get him on here. Morning ivermectin shot is what I'm doing here.
Yeah. Hello.
Jamie, you're on with Jake and I.
All right, got you, buddy. I just turned you on YouTube here too.
Okay.
having a little breakfast bar.
You going to come over to the sale and meet Jake in person today?
Where's he at?
Well, he's going to be at so Jake went all the way to Bismarck, and then he found out his room was scheduled for the wrong day. State basketball tournaments in town. Dixie and I canceled our room. He could have called us. We could have given him our room. So he drove back down to the casino and supported the DAPL project.
Oh, yeah. That's a rough one.
Yeah. If the weather had been better, it wouldn't have been quite so bad.
Yeah.
How far, you just took your shot on YouTube. How far back is that from what I'm talking right now?
I'll tell you right now. And stations too, they need a time here. I'll tell you in about 15 seconds. It's going to be 6:59:00. It depends. It's sometimes 7 seconds. It's sometimes 3 minutes. Okay, station 6:59:00 Mountain Time on Mark. So I don't know how long that is.
A minute probably.
Okay. All right, Wayne, good morning. He's the Hermanson Kiss sale at Kiss Live, or Hermanson's horse sale at Kiss Livestock going on today. Good deal.
You guys are good for analytics on my Facebook page, and I posted that. It was like 1,800 views on that thing this morning.
Jake is a celebrity. That's all I got to say. Okay?
Yeah, good. Whatever. Yeah, not that kind of celebrity, but maybe another kind.
Chevy celebrity?
Something like that.
Jake, have you ever had to change your name 4 or 5 times to stay on Facebook? That's how much a celebrity Jamie is.
No, unfortunately, I don't do a lot of Facebook, so no. I've had a lot of hate mail on Facebook, though. I will say that.
Yeah. All right, Jamie. Yeah. They said you're a little hard to hear, so you got to speak up a little bit when you're going your phone. I have both you guys coming through the same channel and whatnot. And Clay, I haven't had him turned up that much here.
How's it now?
You're fine. I can adjust you here a little bit.
Usually people tell me I'm too loud, so that's weird.
You're not dealing with your wife right now. You're just with us here. Okay?
I just dealt with her before I got on the phone here with you guys.
The Mayor Mobridge has got his coffee brewed and settling in here. So Gene, you should come up to the sale today, and we should get together, all of us here. Got Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota. We could have ourselves a good old-fashioned party.
So you're coming up today, Scott?
I'm attempting. Whoa. Like, as soon as we get done, I'm going to be very abrupt with you guys and hang up on you. And I'm going to try to bust up here. They have the interstate closed right now. From Dickinson to Bismarck is still closed.
Wow.
If I take Highway 21 over to Flasher and up, that gets sketchy right around the Elgin, New Leipzig area. So
I guess I'm going to have to come and meet you guys then if you get up here.
Yeah, well, he's going to be there. Jake's going to be for sure. He's a big spender.
Yeah. Yeah.
Deep pockets, huh?
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I would, it's safe to say that the amount of money that we made last November for the wild game feed, that you have at least a pretty decent budget going into it this year.
Well, we've spent a lot already, though, too. We've bought a lot already. I've been doing a lot of online auctions and gun shows and stuff like that. So we've got a pretty good, I think we're sitting at 42 guns right now. Dang. And there's a bunch I'd like to come out of here with today. It just depends on what happens.
Depends on who the auctioneer is.
Yeah, how many of them ghost bids that you pull out of the thin air that aren't there?
I don't do ghost bids. I don't do that shit. I won't say that for everybody, but I don't do that.
But we have got a lot of neat stuff that we've picked up so far. Some really pricey, some good pricey items. So
okay, Jamie, that's one thing you should come down to, man. When is it this year? November what?
11th.
November 11th. Stay at my place. Come down to the wild game feed. I know it's deer hunting season. Screw it. You can get done in the first day. Okay. And
I can get done any day. It's just a matter how big I want it done.
Exactly.
Now that's where we can have a party, but Scott's always got to leave when it's over. You don't stick around with us hardcores that stay there till 5 or 6 in the
I've
morning.
never been invited to stay over.
Oh, we don't stay anywhere. We stay right where we're at because we got a horse trough full of something there to get rid of.
That's true.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it is. That's a lot of fun.
Jamie, I'm not kidding you, man. This there's like between 100, at least 100 guns that we give away, and most of it is guaranteed. Like if you buy a flask, you're guaranteed a gun. It just determines on when they draw what number out, and if you get first pick or 21st pick. And same thing with the ball cap thing. I mean, it's just a good time. Waylon says that's probably deer opener in North Dakota this year. It doesn't matter. Where's the auction?
You got more than one day.
Yeah.
You got more than one day.
Gun auction is at the AmVets today. Wayne is at the AmVets in Bismarck, I believe. Yeah, there's 16 days of deer hunting. I mean, you might as well spend the first weekend with me and Jake.
Right. Unless you want to move to Montana, then you get 6 weeks. So one day really is nothing. So
that's because Montana guys are so slow. They're a little bit behind on hunting.
Yeah, we're picky. What can we say?
Can't get it done in 16 days.
I don't know. November 11th to Friday.
It should be a Saturday.
It's going to be it should be the first Saturday.
Okay, you're right.
Second
Saturday. Wow, I still got Irish eyes from last night.
Yeah, it should be a Saturday.
It's all that green beer floating up in your eyeballs, is what it is.
Never had a drop of it. I stayed out of it.
Oh man, I drank your share. Trust me.
Well, good. Somebody had to.
That's what I sound like Jesse right now.
As long as you don't look like him, you're fine.
Man, we had such a thing. Jamie, we had a great thing planned today. We did. We're going to do the show from your garage. Jesse was going to wait out in front until we started actual on air, and he was going to bust through the door with a case of Hams beer.
Oh boy!
And
I'd have been down with that.
I know, and we had a whole plan, and I messaged him last night. And,
I was going to cook up a bunch of sausage too, and I guess that never happened. So I saved myself a few packs of sausage.
Yeah, I was going to bring a whole bunch too. All right, guys, stand by. We're going to go quiet here. It's about 30 seconds of showtime, so stand by here. I'm going to let you guys go quiet. Stations, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. I know my intro music wasn't quite there like it usually does because sometimes technology is just so fun to work with, and especially when we're dealing with winter across the northern plains here. Good morning, everybody. I'm Scott Bachmeyer, your host this morning across all the Great Dakota Territory and even through a few other states. 6 states, 2 Canadian provinces with all the stations, and I do appreciate it. From stations from Pierre, South Dakota, KGFX, good morning, all the listeners in Pierre, South Dakota, KOLY in Mobridge, KFYR in Bismarck, KCJB, Minot, and on the western edge at KLTC. Good morning. Good to have you along here today as we continue through what I would say is an abnormally colder March than what we should usually have. And I say that because I'm getting so close to calving, and I know a lot of my friends and neighbors have been calving already. And, hats off to those guys. They've been putting up with some pretty torrential weather here. So hopefully it will change and we'll see green grass and make some hay, and all the crops will be bountiful this year. On the program today with me, a Chinese spy balloon jammed up my music program here for this morning. I'll get that fixed here as we work on it as we continue here today. Jake Wagner with the Wild Game Feed out of Baker, Montana. Also, he is the entrepreneur that owns Hangin' W Meats. Good morning, Jake. How are you?
Good morning. Not too bad. And yourself?
Oh, I'm getting ready here.
Peachy.
We're just Ducky, as one of my friends would say. And also on the phone line here with me is he was going to be our host today, but since the roads are so terrible, I couldn't get up there yesterday, but I'm going to attempt to get up to Bismarck today. We'll just call him our ghost host. From Guns and the 701 is Jamie Brecht. Jamie, can I actually say that name on the air? Do I have to give you your alternate name that you got like 6 names that you got to use on Facebook because you've been kicked off so many times?
Yeah, you can use my full name. That's fine.
Okay.
As long as nobody who runs Facebook's listening, I'll be okay.
Well, Zuckerberg is a subscriber to my YouTube channel. So
he is?
Oh, absolutely. I'm telling you, out of the 26 subscribers, that he's one of them.
All right, don't ban me, bro.
All right, gentlemen, I appreciate it. It would have been more fun to do this in person. There's no doubt about that. I mean, the roads, Jake, you drove from Baker to Bismarck. There's a big gun auction going on today at the AmVets, and that's why we're all headed to that direction. I was going to do the show from Jamie's place, but how were the roads yesterday going up? You went all the way across Highway 12 and up through the Prairie Knights Casino, right? How was that?
It was pretty hairy going. It was ice all the way to east of Lemon, and then it turned into zero visibility, and it was not fun. It took me 5.5 hours.
On a 3-hour trip. Yeah, 5.5 on a 3-hour trip. Jamie, how does it look? You live in town in Bismarck. It doesn't look bad in town.
No, it was easy in town. I was getting all these stories from people, and I was saying, wow, I don't see the problem here. But a couple people we went out with last night were out north of Bismarck, and they said it was pretty rough. You get a couple miles north, and they said it was pretty rough up there.
Wait a minute. Are you Irish?
No, laddie, I'm
then
not Irish.
why? Okay, so this is what gets me. I said this I do a morning show also on some Montana radio stations.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm American. I celebrate the Independence Day holiday that's held on July 4th. Okay.
Yep.
That's when I celebrate. Why are you celebrating? I mean, do you also celebrate like some Islam Day and all that kind of stuff too?
No, I just do it because basically it's a reason to drink more than I normally do. So.
Well, you need a reason. See, Jake and I live in an area where
legitimate.
We don't need a reason.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Except for when it's 10 minutes after. So
right.
Well, yeah. Well, if you just saw the size of the mug I started with last night, I definitely took care of people who couldn't go out. I took care of their share. So
okay. Well, I don't know if you guys remember the show Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you had Norm and Cliff Clavin was the postman, and Cliff gave a very good explanation on why you drink beer. It's just the same thing as and this should go in politics too. It really should. It's survival of the fittest, right? You kill off those weaker brain cells and it leaves more room for the more intelligent brain cells to function.
Wow. Well, I should be like Einstein today then.
Oh, good enough. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. So Jake Wagner, Hanging W Meats in Baker, Montana. I do apologize for one reason because you're so popular coming on my radio program that even the sheep ranchers like to get you to butcher their sheep, and I apologize for that.
Yeah, well, we do everything.
Whether you like it or not, you do it, huh?
Right.
Oh, man. So
thanks to your advertising potential, yeah.
The potential of Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio and all the great stations we're on, and YouTube, by the way. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. Anyway, so coming up here, as we talk, we're going to be first talking a little bit about butchering and doing things because I know Jamie does their own sausage. I used to do it until I met Jake Wagner, and I was like, this is a lot easier just paying somebody else to do it. And so coming up in November 11th, Baker, Montana, and this is one of the only. I think it's the only one I ever help with. I help with a lot of auctions, a lot of charities. This is the only one that deals with 100%. This is given back to the community. There's no paid people out of this whole thing, and that's coming up November 11th. Tell a little story about why you started this.
Well, years ago, I owned a bar, and my kids were old enough to hunt, and they were young, and everybody hunted, and my wife hunted, and I hunted, my kids hunted, and they wanted to buy every tag they could, and So I was sitting there with all this wild game going, what am I going to do with this stuff? And I thought, well, we'll just have a game feed at the bar. And so we decided to do it. And I'm like, well, if we're going to do that, we better have something to give away. So we gave away one gun and had the game feed, and that's how it started.
One gun, and now you're giving away 100, 110 guns.
Yeah, our best, I think our most ever was 113.
Jeez. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's good stuff. Jamie, you don't even know the guns that this guy has here. So I know the gun auction is going on today. The game feed isn't until November 11th, which, according to Waylon here listening on YouTube, says that's opening North Dakota deer season, which doesn't matter because you got 16 days to hunt in North Dakota, right? But Montana, it takes a little bit longer, doesn't it, Jake?
Yeah, 6 weeks.
Does it actually take 6 weeks, or is that an excuse you give your spouse?
Well, they hunt too, so it's just an excuse to get outside or, get out and go do something.
Jamie.
Unless you want a meat shop and then you're working every day.
Well, there you go. That's the thing. Are you working right now on any wild game, or are you kind of moving into just beef right now? And
last week I did some last week. That's still coming in.
It is. Yeah, I tell you what, there's a lot of it to go around here. I have some stuff I got to bring to you yet, but that's all coming up your way. I got a message from the mayor of Mobridge, says South Dakota West River opener is on that same day. It doesn't matter. Come over to Baker and have a lot of fun with us here because it's a good time. Now, some of the guns that are going to be coming up, we're going to be discussing that. Jamie Brecht's going to be giving his influence on if he knows what that gun is because he's the gun guru. Guns and 701.
Okay.
You are. Yeah, when you have a show called Guns in the 701, you are the gun guru. There's
I'm more of a AR guru, but yeah, I know a thing or two about some other guns. This will be interesting.
It will be because Jake's got him here. We'll be back. We're up against our first break. Jake Wagner from Baker, Montana, Hanging W Meats, and also the Wild Game Feed here. And Jamie Brecht from Guns and the 701 podcast, and also all across iHeartMedia as well. We'll get to your comments. Information coming up. And here's the thing is if I'm having issues with my music here, the stations are going to still take their break. If not, we're going to continue on YouTube. And it looks like we're continuing on YouTube, guys.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm going to try to get this fixed here really quick. So I packed up all my equipment to go to Bismarck. And then we got
had to unpack it.
Had to unpack it like in a rush this morning. And there you go.
Now you got to pack it again?
No, I don't have to pack it again. We're on a break until 20 after here, so I'll keep working on it.
He just needs his voice is all he needs.
Well, so Gene Cox said a good auctioneer will let you know when the price gets too high.
Yeah, you betcha.
So we did the Piper sale on Thursday in Bowman. The first item that we sold was a TV 6070 tractor that only had like 900 hours on it. And I think it was like a 2014 or 2017 model tractor. Guess how much that went for, Jake?
Oh, I have no idea.
Jamie?
Probably more than it's worth.
Jamie, take a guess.
16,000.
$194,000.
What? Oh. Look at the commission off of that one.
Oh my gosh.
Not Scott Bachmeyer, I'll tell you that.
Oh, somebody has got more money than I do.
Wow.
That's crazy. Yeah, it was absolutely crazy.
I could buy a lot of raffle tickets for that from Jake.
That's right. That's right. You'd be my new best friend.
At $194,000, Jamie, if you went in and bought every single ticket, I guarantee Jake would let you walk out with every gun, probably.
Close. Probably not everyone, but almost.
Yeah.
Dang, you got a lot of good guns in there then.
So I don't think I've seen when anything on the auction tables, anything really, the only thing is maybe on the kids' table, there might be guns under $800. Other than that, Jamie, there's guns that I don't think it's unbelievable.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dang. That sounds like I should come over for that then.
And stuff and then you have your hard to find or very unique.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, learn more at
I got the music back.
DakotaCommunity.com.
Yeah, you did.
DakotaCommunityBank.com. It's every American's right.
Now I got to time it so I can bring the music back as we come out of the commercial break here.
That's why you get paid the big bucks, Scott.
That's right. He makes more than both of us put together.
Oh yeah.
Bullshit. Uh-huh. Auction starts at noon, Waylon. Noon Central Time, I think. So I'm going to be cutting it close if I get there. So
I can put your name on my number, right?
Absolutely, you can.
Attaboy.
Interstate's still closed.
I don't think it's probably going to open until it starts warming up. So I try to get that ice melted off.
It looks like I'm going to Flashern up then.
Did it snow that way or what? Clay said he got like 3 inches.
Yeah.
Wind. Freezing it, and it froze over, blew across and froze. It's just ice, solid ice.
Just, on Thursday night, we had 3 inches of snow Thursday night to Friday morning. And then Friday, it was, it was just nasty.
So how many total inches have you got over where you live, Scott?
I haven't kept track. I really haven't.
I mean, it's going to be green there, I'd imagine. You got your
it's going to be green.
All lubed up.
No, I don't have that done. I don't have to hay. I don't farm here, so I don't have any equipment to worry about here. So, but yeah.
Shit, he does it old school from the back of his horse. He don't have equipment. He runs horses.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I got it's just there's plenty of snow. We actually up at the ranch here, we've actually had more than like Bowman and Rame area has, and this is a very abnormal for us. Stand by, guys. We're going to come back here, and I actually have music to come back to, so stand by here. On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down, and when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. Welcome back. Dakota Prairie Outdoors continues here on a Saturday morning all across the Dakota Territory and around the world on YouTube. You can always subscribe to my channel there. It's Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. Thank you for those that have subscribed over the years. Appreciate that. Nearly 2 decades strong here on Dakota Prairie Outdoors already. Can you believe that, Jake? 2 decades. It sounds
don't take long.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Jamie started a podcast called Guns in the 701. So Jamie, you and Jake got to swap up names and information because he's a guy that you want on your show. And here's the reason why. So Jake, some of the guns coming up at the Baker Wild Game Feed, that's coming up November 11th this year. You've been doing this for how many years now?
Well, about as many years as you've been doing this.
All right, about 2 decades strong, raising money for local areas. And some of the money that you've been given to is last year. This was the beautiful idea. Jamie, he had the Bowman Wrestling Club, and I believe it was Glendive Wrestling Club.
No, it was the Webo Civic Club.
Webo Civic Club. He had them come and help with the games, and he guaranteed each one of them a good chunk of cash. How much was that?
I believe it was $25,000.
$25,000 to each one, Jamie.
Wow.
Plus we had a church. There was a church and the Sons of the American Legion and Baker Baseball as well.
Right.
That's where all the entities.
So this is the thing that gets me out of this is I help with a lot of different charities, and you see usually a lot of the money, like 50% goes back to like the national organization, and then the other stuff gets split up around whatever state they're in or whatever region. Jake keeps it all around the area and gives it all away. So that's why I like supporting this. So some of the guns, Jamie's the gun guru.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the guns you said you've already been purchasing for this November, and you're going to be purchasing a ton of them here today because if I'm your auctioneer at the AmVets today in Bismarck, which I'm hoping to get up there, open the interstate DOT. That's all I need from you. is what guns have you already purchased?
Oh, we've got a pretty good Jag already. We have our one of our raffles that you don't have to be there to win, which there's only 2 of. And in the past years, it's been all Fierce rifles. This year we went with Christensen Arms. And so we've got 3 of them coming. They're all, as you know, Christensen Arms is pretty high end. And I think they're valued around 2,500 or so. But I've got guns worth way more than that this year.
So Christensen Arms, is that just above a Savage, like a $300 mark, or what?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. And then the other thing you're going to see this year, I'm sure, as you know, the gun guru can probably tell you too, as well as your gun dealers, it's really hard to find anything new that's high end. It's almost impossible.
Right.
So we went the other way this year, where we're going to have a couple things. One of the things is this event has gotten so big, you know, over 1,000 people there. You know, we're starting to generate quite a bit of money that we're putting back into the event. So instead of seeing $1,500, $2,000 guns up there on the big tables, you're going to be seeing, you know, $3,000-$4,000 plus dollar guns. And then so we can't find new. So what we're doing is we're going back to the old stuff and getting high end, hard to find,
like
that are worth a lot of money. Right now I've got a whole slew of pre-64 Model 70 Winchesters, from the easy to find ones to the hard to find ones.
Where do you find these? Are people like with gun collectors? Are they getting to the age where they're looking at what are we going to do with this gun collection and donating some to you? Or, I mean, how do you find this?
Some are online auctions, you know, some are estate auctions, some are private estate. I've picked a lot of really neat stuff up through private estate. You know, they find out that there were people know that I'm looking for high-end stuff, and they'll get a hold of me.
That's crazy.
Gun shows, we hit a lot of gun shows. We picked a few up out of gun shows too, and you know, I found one of them when we picked them out of some of our better ones out of it. There was an auction in South Dakota, and online only, and we got on there and we picked up a whole bunch of beautiful guns. I mean, we got a Seiko Vixen and a 222 Remington that is probably one of the most prettiest guns I've ever seen.
Right. So Jamie, out of all the guns he's been mentioning, which one would you go after?
That's Seiko.
That's it.
I've also got one of them pre-64s we picked up. It was made in 1946. And it's a 270, which is one of the hard ones to get. And I don't think it's been shot.
Really?
Wow. That's awesome, man.
So I have a question coming up on YouTube. It says, do you have any 94s?
We will, probably not at the moment, but we probably will. I mean, you know, we picked up a bunch of old Rossies that are brand new, old Rossies, 92s and 94s. Winchesters, I usually have some, yes. That's not something that's very hard for me to get my hands on, so we usually pick some up.
So if there was one firearm that you would like to, like the golden nugget, like the golden egg that you would like to have, what would that one be that you would like to give away?
Probably a Crown Grade Weatherby.
Really? Chambered in what?
Those are only chambered, I think, in 4 calibers. I can't remember them all, but I believe the one I've had my hands on that I didn't buy, and you actually were there. There was a 7 mag.
Yeah, Jamie, which would be the ultimate rifle or shotgun, whatever firearm, handgun that you would like to see at an event like this? Give Jake some ideas what you would like to see, because you're coming down to this event on November 11th.
I would say, you know, he was talking Christensen Arms. They make some pretty sweet ARs with them carbon fiber wrap barrels too. They go, you know, they're pretty high end. They think they're about 25 to 3,000, which, I mean, probably peanuts to what some of these are. But just, you know, I'm kind of simple like that. But that would be pretty sweet in my opinion. You know, like I said, I'm more of an AR guy, but
yeah. So Jake, do you do a lot of ARs at this event? I mean, is that something that you dabble in, or do you usually try to stay away from those?
We don't normally do a lot of ARs. We do have them. I've got 2 this year already. I normally don't. We try to stay away from the assault style format. We try to stay more on the hunting, long gun format.
Hold on now. You can't say that's you can hunt with an AR. Come on now,
you can.
Jake.
You can, and I realize that, but once you start going tactical, then that brings, that opens some doors that I really don't want to open.
Okay.
I got to be honest with you, when I started deer, the reason I deer hunted with an AR for a couple of years is just because people said you can't hunt with them, so I just had to go out and prove them wrong. And
oh, you can. I know you can. I've done it myself. I mean, I know you can. You can.
Yeah.
I mean, you can kill deer with a BB gun if you're a good enough shot.
Yeah. I mean, and I get the 25 because when you have the higher like a 30 cal AR, I get the 25 round mag. I'd only put like 5 in there because it wouldn't be as heavy, but I just did it just to rub it into people.
Right.
Oh, okay, so the whole thing is assault rifle. I can assault you with my old 1903 Springfield too.
Very true. And we do have military. We have military.
There you go.
I do military guns. I mean, authentic. Last year, if you remember, I had a World War II Japanese Nambu pistol, authentic World War II, used in World War II. I had one from the Spanish-American War. I mean, guaranteed. This year I have a 303 or a Winchester Enfield and a 30-06.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Those are hard to find anymore. It used to be these things that you could find a lot of this stuff. It was just like peanuts, but anymore it's just tough. Everything's been hidden.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys this, Jake. First deer, what was the rifle? Very first one you ever shot?
Mine?
Yes.
243.
Jamie?
243.
Savage 340B 222. I got it right in my closet right next to me right now.
Mine was my 1903 Springfield I bought for $50 off of a guy, and it's full old. It's full stock and the whole works here. Oh, a couple of questions coming up online.
Weapon of war. Weapon of war.
It was a weapon of war. It was used.
Yep.
It was used in war.
Yep.
So let me tell you this here is the auction, today's gun auction online. Yes, you got to go to Proxy Bid, and you can find it at Proxy Bid here. We'll be back with more. Jake Wagner from Hang and W Meats, and also the Baker Wild Game Feed. Jamie Brecht for Guns and 701. I'm Scott Bachmeyer here. We'll be back as we continue talking about guns. We'll maybe even dabble into a little bit more on the maybe processing sausage or different types, maybe jerky recipes. I know we can get into that here and all that kind of stuff. So, Brian, yes, go to Proxy Bid. In the sale at the Bismarck AmVets is online. You can bid that way today. We'll be back with more Dakota Prairie Outdoors all across the Dakota Territory, 6 states and 2 Canadian provinces. Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty invite you to their next equipment auction. Go to Pfeiffer's.com and you can check out the Pfeiffer's Sioux Falls Equipment Auction, Tuesday, March 21st. Also coming up is the Peterson Farm Retirement Auction out of New Salem, North Dakota on Tuesday, April 4th. The Howe Farm and Ranch Retirement Auction, otherwise known as J&M Farms out of Hettinger, North Dakota, is coming up your way on Thursday, April 13th. And on April 25th is the Doer Farm Retirement Auction in Kenmare, North Dakota. If you would like more information, call or click Pfeiffer's.com.
For over 80 years, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been your locally owned hometown bank, an honor we take great pride in. And our customer satisfaction has always been our most important goal. We've gone along with the communities we serve and will continue to do so with our pledge of modern banking convenience with old-fashioned hometown service. From remote deposit options to online mortgage applications, we are happy to serve you wherever you are. Learn more at dakotacommunitybank.com. That's dakotacommunitybank.com.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. MoPro Guide Service, the best best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Motrest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
As an independent insurance agency, Dakota Community Insurance partners with leading insurance companies to offer products that are designed around you and your farm insurance needs. As a leader in farm and ranch insurance, we can help you to minimize the risk to you and your operation, including farm equipment, livestock, farm buildings, and crops. Stop into your local branch to visit with our insurance agent or visit DakotaCommunityBank.com. You can rely on us when nature strikes. Dakota Community Insurance.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Motrest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. I'm Scott Bachmeyer, and a big thanks to all the stations all across the Dakota Territory. 6 states, couple Canadian provinces joining in here today and all around the world on YouTube, and my channel is Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. Please go there and subscribe. Jake Wagner from Baker, Montana, Jamie Brecht from Bismarck, and the Guns in the 701 guy joins me here. Gentlemen, I have a question. We have some text messages coming in here, and one of them says, Jake, any M1 Garand rifles around, and at what cost are those?
Yeah, there's one right now at our local hardware store. We passed it up when he got it in. And I believe the price on that one, I think he's got it at 17.
Really? That much already? Yep. I mean, like 10 years ago, you could have got them for what?
Oh, probably
800, somewhere there?
Yeah, I would say 7 to 8, roughly.
So what's driving the prices of some of these firearms to where they're at right now? What I mean, what's going on?
Expensive auctioneers.
Oh, come on now. I don't know about that.
Just people are hoarding, and collecting, and there's, it's just and then you got everything else that's going on in the world today, and people are buying them up, and they're just not there. And manufacturing is behind. They're years behind in manufacturing.
Like the older M1s and that too. I mean, they're just not making anymore, and these big stockpiles of them are running out.
Right.
Too, so.
Yeah.
Right. And then I've actually got a gun for this year, Scott, that'd be right up your alley, actually.
I hate to ask what that means.
Well, I know you like to hunt dogs and, coyotes and prairie dogs and all that stuff, right?
I do.
I thought so. I've got a brand new, never been fired, Mini 14.
Holy cow! I haven't shot a Mini 14 for years.
The definition of a bullet hole is right there.
Yeah. Holy cow! I haven't shot it in. That's been a long time, my friend.
And somebody's going to win that gun for $1.
For what?
For $1.
$1 raffle on a Mini 14.
Heck, I'd even get in on that one.
Jamie, you make enough money, you can get in on the big tables.
Well, you can do that too. You can do both. You can do both, Scott.
I think so. I can get in for $1 because I'll tell you this right now, what the auctioneer gets paid at that auction.
It's as much as he can drink, which is a lot.
That's true.
That's good wages.
Let's see here. Checking out the catalog for the auction now. This will be an impressive auction. Nice job, Jake, here getting some of these guns here. So they're already checking things out here and going online and looking at that and getting ready for this. One shot caps. Well, go ahead.
We also have a Facebook page as well and we preview some of the stuff that we're going to have for this year and throughout the year too. So
what's the title of the Facebook page?
Fallon County Wild Game Feed.
Fallon County Wild Game Feed. Another one says, my uncle bought back a German MP38 and a Luger pistol from the Europe. Awesome. He said, awesome guns here. Yeah.
Tell me if he wants to sell them, I'll buy them.
Okay. Well, he's listening. So you guys can get in contact with each other on that. So that's, back in the day, when you look at World War I, II, the Korean War, Vietnam War, when they won wars, they would grab this stuff and bring this stuff back. Not so much anymore.
Right.
I mean, that's not happening much anymore, is it?
No, not anymore.
In Vietnam, they actually, legally, their rules, you were supposed to pour lead down the barrel of them before you brought your war trophies back.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Or give them back, or our own we had to give back. Like I have a Colt 1911 45 that's stamped on it, U.S. Army, and they were supposed to turn them in when they got back, and they're worth, piles of money. I actually have provenance on this gun from Colt. I know who it went to when it was issued to them, and that gun's valued at over $15,000.
Yeah, that's crazy. $15,000. Yeah, Brian says
that's that's one of my own personal though. That's my own. So.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the phone lines here. I believe we have the Flath on here, the Jesse.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I just want to say something. I got two things to start off with. I'm really glad that I'm not the only one that has audio problems when I host the show. Number two,
but I'm still hitting my brakes, my friend.
Yeah, I know, but there better be some sausage somewhere. I was told there was going to be sausage in conjunction with this show, and this weather screwed up my free breakfast.
I
just want to say something about
for a free breakfast.
Darn right, got a little bit of that in my blood. Hey, I just want to say something about their event over there. I've been lucky enough to go over and help with that event in Baker for the last few years, and talking about the old military stuff that's came up, and all of it works. None of it's got lead down the barrels. When they have something at that event over there like that, it has the prominence. It has the documentation to prove where it came from, that it's real. Typically, Jake, you guys typically have at least one of them every year here the last 2 or 3 years. For military collectors, are you going to have something that's got original documentation? Maybe what we have last year over there, we had one that had the German swastika was engraved into it, and it had some documentation as to where it came from. Are we going to have anything like that next year?
Well, the only ones I have for military this year, I have that Winchester Enfield, which was only made in 1917 and 1918. Those are World War I trench guns. And then I have a 8mm Mauser certified original. So that means every piece on that gun matches. Where before, they disassemble them, they turn them in, they disassemble them, and put guns back together.
Yeah.
Right.
And so none of the numbers match up. This one is all the numbers match.
Nice.
What would you value that at, Jake? If you would put a retail price on it.
It used to be a dime a dozen, and it's hard to find one that's certified original is the hard part. But in today's money, I would say that gun's probably worth $1,500 to $2,000.
Okay.
There's very few guns, like Scott said earlier, other than maybe some youth table guns. There's very few guns out of the 100 plus at that event that are under 3 digits or under 4 digits, under $1,000. It's you buy a ticket for a raffle, whether it's a unbelievable $1 raffle, or you get into the higher dollar raffles, or buy a guaranteed item on a table. You're coming home with something that's pretty dang nice. It's a
right. I do have
one evening. Great food. The food's underestimated. You're hearing from a guy that's just got to look at me once, and I don't miss a good plate. So I had to be you guys saying that.
I do have a table that I know Jesse's going to like this year as well as many other people. But
a dessert table.
No, yeah. But we have one of those every year. It's at the far end of the building, and yeah. Anyway, it's I'm going to have a 3-gun table, which the people that have been there know what I mean when I say a 3-gun. But I'm going to have a 3-gun table. All 3 guns are going to be pre-64 Model 70s. There's going to be a 338 Win Mag. There's going to be a 270 featherweight, and there's going to be a 243. And there's going to be 100 chances on this table. And so you're going to buy a chance, and it's going to be a dowel rod, a big dowel rod with a number on it, 1 through 100. Nice. And then we're going to draw a number out of the bag, and the winner is going to go home with all 3. So they're going to win about $8,500 worth of pre-64 Model 70.
That's awesome.
And there's a number of those tables at your event too. Last year, I think you had 2 or 3 of those winner take-alls.
Right, we have a Weatherby table every year.
Weatherby, yep.
That
Weatherby one
every year.
Awesome.
Yep, we got, and our Weatherbys are on their way. We have that every year. It's a 4-gun. They're all Weatherbys, and the winner wins all 4.
Yeah, that table was extraordinary last year. So it is a great event. It seems like it grows every year. You used to cordon off part of the arena there. Now we're up to where the whole arena is open and full of tables, and it's a good time. So hopefully you get some good guns at today's auction down in Bismarck to add to the event. And I'm going to get on the road here because it might take me a while. So I'll see you.
Jesse, I just got a text message. I have to apologize for saying that your favorite table is the dessert table. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm definitely wasn't my wife. I wonder who that was. She'd be right there making fun of me with you.
You have a ham table.
I have seen Jesse eat before. He can eat.
I can put her down.
What's nice about having Jesse at an auction, and you'll see him today in Bismarck, is you put him in the back of the room. He can see over the entire crowd. He can see every bid on floor level, and you can hear him. That's the nice thing.
I do have a request for this year at the game feed though, Scott, because we're going to change up the flash game.
Okay.
We're not going to do it that way anymore. We're probably going to catch a little flack over this, but I want Jesse to do his part. So before, as you know, we would sell a box, auction a box off, and it had a number in it, and that corresponded to when you went up to the table and picked your prize.
Right.
So this year, what we're going to do, we do the hats where, we have our logo embroidered on it and they got a number on it. And so this year, what we're going to do is we're going to go buy different size bras and do the same thing. And then auction those off. We need Jesse to model those for us as we were auctioning them.
Easy.
I'm in. Just bring a couple bungee straps because they're going to need some extra girth for me.
Bungee cords on the back. We'll get them done. I guarantee that. So that's awesome.
All right. I'll see you boys down there today.
All right. Thanks,
Jesse.
Appreciate the call. 888-932-5682 is the number if you'd like to call in, or else you can text me at 425-6651. A couple of questions. Gene says, Mauser, what arsenal on the Mausers are you looking at using there?
Well, this one's a Czechoslovakian.
Okay.
Is what this one is that I have right now. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, Jamie.
Yeah.
Did we talk you into coming and spending a little money down here in Baker, Montana?
I'll tell you what, if I don't get a buck tag, probably. If I get a buck tag, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not leaving.
Oh, good grief.
I haven't had a buck tag. I didn't get a buck tag last year, and I bow hunt, but it's definitely not my passion. So if I get that rifle tag, that's like my Super Bowl right there.
All right.
Move to Montana, you can buy one every year.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Montana's a good state.
Yeah.
You guys are pretty gun friendly over there for sure.
Yeah, we are.
I used to go
At
there
least
all the time.
on the eastern end. Not on the eastern end, we are. I don't know. I can't vouch for the western.
Yeah, you get out there in college towns out there, and that kind of ruined that part of the state for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I already got people chiming in. They said they're going to be coming down to Baker because they're just going to be shooting does this year. And I didn't have any deer last year. I still don't have much deer. I mean, I think I seen like 5 or 10 mule deer does. And that's it here, Jake. I mean, we got decimated in this neck of the woods. But other areas, their population is absolutely growing. So Jamie's evidently one of those guys that, like, he holds his deer just for him and his family. It's one of those guys.
I mean, we got a lot of family on our land, and it's not like we have 5,000 acres either. I mean, it is a sweet little piece of deer hunting heaven. I'm not going to lie to you there, but I mean, we could let more people on, but then decimate the deer herd. So I'd like to tell people yes, but you know how it is. You got if you let them come in and kill them all, then we don't have any deer left.
I've known Scott for years, and he's never invited me to hunt, and he's got thousands of acres. So
I didn't see many deer when I was at his place when we were done. That was antelope.
Yeah, but we were antelope hunting. So this is the best hunt I've ever been on here, Jake. Is Jamie says, he calls me, he says, Scott, if I put in for an antelope tag, is there a place? I said, absolutely. So he showed up on a Friday. I think it was 5:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, about that.
He showed up. We went into the shop. We grabbed a beer, had a beer, jumped in the pickup, and we were back in the shop cleaning his antelope and my antelope in 45 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And he didn't think that would happen.
No. But you came through on your promise. I got the head hanging on my wall in my garage right now. I want a skull hooker.
Yeah. Nothing. I mean, it was out of the antelope that we seen, it was the biggest one of the groups. But then we don't have a lot of big antelope in this area. I mean, you're gonna have to go to Jake's place or down to South Dakota to get the big boys.
Yeah, there are some big ones.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. And it was the first time he saw me use my Burris Eliminator 3 scope.
Yep, right through the heart at 500 yards.
Yeah.
I don't use the fancy stuff. I old school them and shoot long distance. So
well, that's all right. Your Kentucky windage is all right to use that rangefinder as well. There's nothing wrong with that here. So, all right, a couple minutes before we got to go, and I got to attempt to get on the road. And man, oh man, if people let me know, if anybody listening on Highway 21 through that flasher area, let me know how the roads are. Text me 701-425-6651 so I kind of know what I'm up against, because it looks like the interstate is still closed from Dickinson to Bismarck, so I have to make a different route getting up that way. But anyway, of the one gun in your personal collection that means the most to you, not necessarily the most expensive, which one would that be, Jake?
My 22 mag, which is broken right now, my beef killer, I snapped the bolt off of it. I've killed over 30,000 beef with that gun.
Wow.
Jeez.
Jamie, how about you? Give me a better story than that.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to come close to that, but my most prized one is probably Ruger Ranch 223. Takes AR-15 mags. I've probably killed more stuff with that than I know I have than any other gun I have, and it's always right on the money when I shoot it. So it's actually I had that down there when you took me prairie dog shooting.
Yeah.
I never get that opportunity either. Man, I'm getting left out in the weeds here.
Well, we did poison them over the last 2 years, so there's not as many as there once was.
Oh, man, that was a hell of a town to shoot there.
Oh, my. They're coming back, though. It's hard to kill those things off. Darren Munn says his the best one in his safe is his dad's Spanish 410 side-by-side.
Awesome.
That would be fun.
There you go.
I like my first gun I ever got to go shooting upland game was a 410, single shot 410.
Yep.
And
Me too.
the rumor growing up was somebody found it on the railroad tracks in Raleigh, North Dakota. Now, I'm not sure if that's true or not. I have no idea. But it was pretty well rusted up, except for the inside. The bore was really clean, but the outside was pretty rusted. And, we didn't know much back then. As somebody took sandpaper to and tried to clean it up best you could. We tried to do a bluing kit on it, but of all that wouldn't be the one, though, because I think the the one that I have in my safe, because I don't have that shotgun anymore, is it was I don't know who really originally owned it, but my dad had two 22 long rifles. And after my dad got out of the military, he was a marksman, sharpshooter, whatever you want to call him. Never touched a gun ever again at all. So those were the only two I know that my dad had, and they needed some work back when I was a kid. They need some work right now, but definitely I have those in my safe right now, and I would love to get those refurbished. I don't know if you know anybody that does that, Jake, Jamie. I don't know if. Yeah,
I don't. You know what I always tell people when they got them older guns anymore? I mean, if you want them blue to do that, but I just take them in and have somebody Cerakote the dang things. I know a lot of people now are just cringing because, you can't do that. It's an old gun. But I mean, that thing's not going to rust again the rest of your life, and it'll have a nice finish on it.
Yeah, it's
right.
And it's not like I'm going to sell it. It's not
right.
Right.
That's what I would do with it.
Yeah. Jake, you know anybody around our area?
I mean, there's some people I know, but I mean, it all depends on how deep you want to go into them. But there are some people.
Jake,
around.
I got a meat question for you.
Okay, go quick because we got 46 seconds here.
All right. So if you smoke your own meat, you always get seems like a better smoke on it than I get at a meat shop. It seems like meat shops do a weak smoke on stuff. Is there a reason for that? Because I always like.
They're probably not putting the smoke on for long enough. Is probably what it is.
Okay.
They need to have it. They need to leave it in there for longer duration with the smoke rolling. I don't have that problem personally, but and then your pellet smokers will actually, put a heavier smoke on because they're always burning.
Okay.
So I mean, it just depends on what kind of smoke they're using and how long it's in there, how long they got the smoke on it.
Good. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on the program. I hate to cut you off, but I got to hit the road, my friends. So
let me know when you're in town. Maybe I'll meet up with you here.
Well, see us over at the MVets. We'll be over there. Thanks for tuning in today to Dakota Prairie Outdoors. You can always find my website, dakotaprairieoutdoors.com. Eat some meat, drink some milk. Have yourself a great day, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. All right, gentlemen, sorry to cut it short, but I have a long ways to drive on nasty roads. Oh, and they hung up on me. What the hell with you two? We'll catch you later, YouTube. Have a good day. See ya.